Alright guys, now that we've decoded the lock, whether by using a Lishi tool or manually decoding the wafer positions, it's time to move to the next step, cutting the actual key. For this, we'll be using the Xhorse Key Tool Max, which gives us fast and accurate key duplication when paired with proper decoding. Let's walk through it step by step. First, turn on your Key Tool Max and go to the vehicle database. Scroll until you find Ford, then select Focus, which is the car we're working on today. Now, depending on the model, the database might show different options like 6, 8, or 10 positions. For this lock, we're using a 10-position layout with the HU101 keyway, so we'll go ahead and select HU101 as our key blank. Next, the device tells us to use the M2 clamp, and specifically the A surface. So we flip the clamp to A and align the key blade on the first positioning line, exactly as the device instructs. Always follow the on-screen guide to avoid miscuts or improper calibration. Once the key is clamped correctly, the screen will ask for the key code, which we decoded earlier. If you used a Lishi tool, you wrote down the code as you picked the wafers. If you disassembled the lock, you decoded each wafer manually and recorded the values stamped on each one. Now, on the screen, you'll see 10 positions marked by question marks. These mean the machine is waiting for you to enter each cut depth manually. Let's do that now. Let's say we decoded the following cuts. Position 1, 2, position 2, 2, position 3, 3 up position 4, 3, position 5, 5, position 6, 3, position 7, 1, position 8, 2. Now, the last two positions, 9 and 10, we'll leave blank for a moment and use the find bidding feature. This built-in function can auto-complete the remaining positions based on manufacturer specs and help us verify that our original readings were accurate. Once we press Find Bidding, the device suggests positions 9 and 10. And they match what we got during decoding, which confirms everything is accurate. From here, we start the cutting process. The machine will cut the first side of the key. When it reaches 100%, remove the key, flip it over, and reinsert it using the same instructions. HU101 is a double-sided high-security key, which means we need to cut both sides identically. This ensures that no matter how the key is inserted into the lock, it will function properly. After the second cut is complete, the key is ready for testing. Now let's reassemble the lock. First, take the wafers and lay them out in the exact order you removed them. Don't swap sides. If a wafer was originally on the right, it stays on the right. The same goes for the springs, they should go back into their original slots. Start inserting each wafer into the lock plug, one by one. Be patient. You don't want to force anything or accidentally mix up the sequence. If even one wafer is out of place or reversed, the lock won't turn and your key won't work. Once all wafers are back in position, insert the plug into the lock housing and reattach the retainer or clip. Make sure everything feels solid and aligned. Now insert the key and test it. If the wafers align perfectly with the shear line, the plug should rotate smoothly. That's your first sign of success. Try turning the key left and right, mimicking the locking and unlocking action. If it sticks slightly, which is normal for a freshly cut key, you can insert and remove it a few times or use light polishing techniques like scrap paper or fine file just to smooth the edges. You can also use a small hand tool to gently pull the key out if it's catching slightly. Once you're confident that the key is working inside the lock, try reinstalling it in the car door or trunk to confirm full functionality. As a final test, you can reinsert your Lishi tool into the lock. If the tool fits, locks into place, and the bidding matches, then you'll know without a doubt that your decoding and cutting were correct. Let's wrap this up. To recap, select the correct vehicle and HU101 keyway in the database. Use the proper clamp and follow positioning lines. Enter your decoded key cuts accurately. Use fine bitting to verify your last cuts. Cut both sides of the key. Reassemble the lock with wafers in their exact positions. Test the key in the lock and smooth any tightness. If everything aligns, you've successfully cut and tested a brand new working key for a Ford Focus without relying on the original key or factory code. In our next video, we'll move into key programming, where we'll cover how to install a transponder and program it into the car's immobilizer system, making the key fully functional and ready to start the vehicle. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.